it's Penny Black and Jill Foster here with your next PB&J card class, and today I will be using some of Penny Black's newest creative dies. So this one is called Joyful and Crystal Trio, and then I'm combining those with the new stencil called Zigs and Zags and a sentiment set Beauty of the Season. And I will be creating the tag that you see here. And you'll also see that the tag itself was cut from the Creative Die Tagged, and the little ticket is from the Creative Die Admit One, all by Penny Black. So I'm going to be getting very, very inky. I pulled out some of my favorite colors here, and I'm starting with Ranger Archival ink in the color of Saffron. And I'm just going to put that all over my tag. I wanted it to have a nice yellow golden undertone, so I'm just starting by putting that color on. And next I'm going to add Memento ink in Peanut Brittle, and I'm going to put that all over. And I really love the combination of the Peanut Brittle and the Saffron ink. It's not too bright yellow, but it's not real dark either. So that I'm putting over the entire tag. And then I'm going to get Toffee Crunch. This is another Memento ink, and I'm using the applicator tools with the foam pad to put my ink on, starting off of the edge of the tag and working my way on. And I'm putting that just around the edges. And then I will also grab here Espresso Truffle, and that I'm just going to put on the edges, the very edge. So I'm holding the tag up in my hand and daubing that and sponging that just around the edge. So now I'm going to take the stencil Zigs and Zags. This is part of the new Christmas collection, but I'm definitely be getting a lot of use out of this even for everyday cards. I'm using Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft Gesso, and there's a little bit in the lid, so I'm just grabbing it like that. This is a makeup sponge applicator, and I'm just patting that over the stencil. I don't want a very thick layer, just a real light layer. I'm not trying to cover the entire tag, just a little bit in the upper left corner and then also in that bottom right corner. Now that that has dried, I'm going to take Peanut Brittle and go back over the top. And this creates almost like a tone-on-tone look with the stencil. It kind of pushes it back into the background so the pattern isn't too strong when we layer other elements on top of that. And now we're ready to add some color to our die cut. So this is Poinsettia is Joyful, and I love that it cuts the petals of the poinsettia separate from the stem, makes it really easy to color. So I put Peanut Brittle there in the center, and now I'm taking Ranger Archival ink in the color of Sienna and swiping that onto the petals. And then next we will get the stem and the leaves. And for that I'm going to use Spanish Moss VersaFine ink and cover the whole thing, and then I'll go back and add darker shading with Memento ink in the color of Northern Pine. And all these colors will be listed at the end of the video on the supply list. And basically I'm just using all different types of inks on this. I just went by color choice, the colors that I like together the most. So here is that Northern Pine. Now this is the ticket die cut by Penny Black called Admit One, and it actually cuts two tickets, and I tore them off in the middle, so I just had one. And I'm putting Toffee Crunch ink on that, pretty much on the whole tag, and then I will go back with Espresso Truffle and do the edges, just darken that up along the edges. Now this Espresso Truffle is also nice because there is some pattern to our background. I'm putting a little bit around the edges of the die cut pieces just so they stand out a little bit better when we lay them onto that tag. And then that ticket, Admit One Creative Die, has a coordinating stamp from the sentiment set called Amazing, and I'm going to stamp that on the ticket using Espresso Truffle ink, so it'll just be a tone-on-tone look, but it really finishes that ticket off nicely. And then I will add the sentiment. This is a new Christmas sentiment, Beauty of the Season, and I'm going to ink that with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. That's my favorite ink for sentiments, and stamp that onto the ticket. So now we're ready to put the tag together, and I've added foam squares to the back of my die cut pieces, and I'm also using a zig glue pen on the stem there. And I'm just going to start adhering these down. And those snowflakes are the Crystal Trio. That's a new Snowflakes creative die as well. I decided on this one just to glue it flat down onto the tag because I'm only going to put part of it on there. So I use the zig glue pen to apply the glue, and then I'll press it down. And then I'll flip the tag over to the back to trim off the excess. And then finally I'm just going to add some little self-adhesive pearls to the center of each of those snowflakes. And then the last step, I just added some ribbon and twine from May Arts to the top of the tag. Thank you so much for watching. For details and more information, visit the Penny Black website, www.pennyblackink.com, and stay tuned. Here at the end of the video is a list of all the supplies used.